Hello and welcome back. What's a sales video? Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. 7 are going out for 223. There's 2 international in that mix. The actual product cost received is like 170 something. So the video is going to be relatively short if I just show those 7. However, I was trying to think of something else to add to make the video 10 minutes or so. So the primary that I want to go over is I listed the 3 investigators books yesterday, and I had already known because I had gone through the some of the books that some of them were actually separated from the bind or they weren't really of enough value. So I kept all those ones and ones that were might sell for 25 high. All that stuff got put in the lot that I'm going to explain. And I'll get to that in the end and why for an auction I was able to start it at $100. And as of right now, well, when I go to edit the video, I'll put a screenshot of the current view of not only the auction, which I waited a little longer to put up. So the books were put up about 3. The auction was started around 8 Eastern. On why I did it at $100 and why it will sell for well over that. And I'll get to all that. But first, let's find out what's sold. All right, first is this cool Brighton nightlight aluminum. So some of these can go for fairly good money. These older ones, again, this is probably a 90s as a here a train. Took it down, listed it a while ago, and finally sold $20. This real little book here, smaller than my hand, probably about the size of most people's hands. This is going across the pond for $30. This Plum Village chanting meditation book, 38. The Ultimate Gary Glitter 2 CD set, 25. Marty Robbins, What God Has Done CD, 21. Mr. Blue Sky ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, 20. And this Chet Baker, John Barry as well. This I just got with the sealed CD soundtrack score lot. Well, not really a lot. The ones that I got at Mayfield a handful of days ago, $30. Okay, so now to get into the 10 books. Now the title has 9. The reason why the title has 9 in it and the listing is actually for 10 is because that one extra character kept me from having the proper words in the title that I wanted, to where there wasn't enough spaces available, to where I could have a space after a certain word to where that's not a combined word, which I don't want or didn't want. So it is 10, but the title shows 9, which is perfectly fine because it's going to sell anyhow. So of the ones that I listed, both binding pages, so where the entire, I don't know what it's called, the gang of pages, I have no idea what that exact part is called. The other page that binds to the cover and then is actually in with the page, the collection of pages, those binds were still good. A couple of them may have been torn, but not split apart completely from the cover. The other ones all got put in a lot. So this is the lot. And I doubt any of you watching are really 3 investigators collectors for me to hold that up, super long. And that does weigh about 9 pounds. All of these ones, as in the listing, and I will put up 2 screenshots of the listing. Not right now, but toward the end. So, and they have been up by the time this video or the time of the screenshot that it's going to be, these will be listed for about 14 hours. So, the amount of views that it got within the first 10 minutes just blew my mind away, let alone the amount of views that just the 3 investigators got. And I put a community post up of the however many there were, 14. And I did 4 relistings, self-similars, of ones that came all the way up into yesterday that had 3 or more at 3 months old. Just so I could try to get a whole page, and I still didn't get a whole page. This one in particular is one that I could probably post and still get $50 for if it wasn't for that complete split. I'd probably still be able to get maybe 30. But of all of these, this is the best title. And then this is about a $50 title as well. However, completely undone. So I have in the small description box, all have some sort of bind issue. Please read full description below. In the full description body box, I write, well, it'll be in the screenshot. But I did disclose on what they are. Now, the point of what I predicated this entire part of this video on is how is it and why is it that I put a box of 10, title says 9, but 10 of these books up for $100 plus shipping. If you type in the title 3 Investigators Lot, you'll probably get maybe 100 results. Maybe. I don't remember exactly. But you might get 100 results. Now, more people are after the hardcovers, especially the earlier ones, and even more so the later earlier ones. So the newer hardcovers from the 70s. I don't know if they really went into the 80s. The shiny ones. The shiny ones that I have listed, I think the cheapest one's $80. The highest one is $120. If you type in 3 Investigators or just Investigators, Hitchcock, Alfred Hitchcock, or however the wording is, hardcover, lot, maybe 20 listings, current, not just auction, all, auction and buy it now. So all listings worldwide, you're probably going to get 15 to 20 listings. You go to solds, it's going to be 70, maybe 100. I don't remember exactly on that. Again, I try to remember some of this, but it's enough for me to where I can make a video to kind of explain a little on. For an auction, I didn't have to put it 99 cents. I could put it at $100 because there's so few listings for hardcover lot. $100 plus shipping, and I mean it will have to go cubic. It's going to go insured. It's probably going to reach $200 total. Between the bids and the actual what I get. And is why I can kind of anticipate that is the amount of views and the amount of watchers that have already happened. And again, by the time this video posts, it'll be, or by the time I put the screenshot up, it'll be about 14 hours that it's been listed for. It is a very popular, rarer, not super rare, not, I would say uncommoner. I'll go with that, kind of uncommon to the rare end. That there's not a lot of lots out there, let alone individual listings. And I also chose to keep the Mirror and Dead Man's Riddle, especially Dead Man's Riddle, because I probably could have listed it individually and still got like $40, even though it's split completely down. However, that is a main title that holds value to it. Same thing with the Mirror. So these are the two titles of the books that I put in my listing title. So I was pretty limited on the amount of words that I could have in the title. So I believe it's 9 Hitchcock, 3 investigators, mystery, book title, hardcover lot. Those are the main things. And with eBay, if people are typing in more words than of what's in my title, it will still show up. That's why for this particular lot, I'm able to start it at $100 because otherwise, if you just type in 3 investigators hardcover lot, you're only going to get 20. And people will scroll those 20 because it's easy, because it still falls on one page. You could even just type it in on your phone at price lowest first, whichever you do, and just scroll, and this listing will show up. Just a quick scroll. And then it's not a picture of just one book, it's a picture of all 10. Another kind of, I guess, one strange way in how to trick people, a positive trick, is that I have 9 in the title, and as you're scrolling, they see it. And if they even just quick math, quick look, they're like, that's actually 10. And that grabs their attention a little more. And now that I have their attention in the listing, like, man, I mean, 10 of these books. So I also have in that listing as well, like I said, I'll show. I was like, this is a good repair lot, a good starter reader set, collectors, whichever. They all have issues. You're going to have to deal with it. But some of these, just the 2 books, even if they were in a little better condition and weren't separated, it's still damn near $100. I mean, you're not going to find the Dead Man's Riddle for anything less than 60. And I went into kind of a basic description of the condition they're in, right? So that's one way on how you can command a higher price at an auction starting. So if you happen to have something that there's 5 listed and 2 have sold, and you put your item up for auction, it probably won't sell within 10 days. If you have something that's a high demand that sells really fast, and there's not a whole lot listed, let's say that there's 5 listed and 50 have sold, safe to say you could put it up on auction. Auctions for me is just a way for me to get rid of the superfluous inventory. That's going to wrap this video up. Wasn't really super, yesterday was like 140 in sales, so I didn't make a what's old video. So I hope that you learn a little on when, at least to me, it's appropriate to more financially sound to make a lot and put it up for an auction at a given price. This lot I could put up for $100 because there's not a lot of listings for hardcover lot, and there's a lot that have sold. It's a high demand, uncommoner book series. So, like what you saw, like what you heard, like what you learned. Thumb your thingy going up, make a comment going down. Sub, share, everything helps. Appreciate it. Thank you.